Well, g'day throttlers, welcome back to the channel. Today we're heading south to Wollongong. We're going down to City Coast Motorcycles and we're picking up the BMW R18. Now this is one of the sexiest retro bikes on the market right now. It's absolutely stunning. Now it's not perfect by any means and we'll talk about that in the video as well, but I'm excited. Let's hit the road and go and pick up the R18. G'day, I'm Rob Charlwood and I'm passionate about everything with a throttle. Join me as I explore all things motorcycles, lifestyle cars, and of course the best destinations for riding, driving, and my absolutely favourite thing to do, eating. Follow my journey by hitting subscribe, and if you'd like to support the channel, head over to throttledownunder.com and grab some merch. Alright throttlers, we're here at City Coast Motorcycles, Wollongong's premium motorcycle shop, and today we're picking up the BMW R18. I'm stuck behind the courier van at the moment, but he's going to leave shortly. But look at this magnificent machine, it's absolutely beautiful. I've been dying to ride the R18 for quite some time, and today, post-lockdown, is the day that I can do it. But look at the range they've got here at City Coast Motorcycles. BMWs, the Yamaha Tenere 700, which I'm dying to get on. Obviously the Triumph Tigers and everything else. Now if you haven't seen one of the previous videos, be sure to check it out because the R5 is what this was based on. And they've got one inside. It's one of only two in the country. And it's a magnificent machine, and I was able to get it out in the park across the road and give it a little bit of a shoot and admire its beauty. Anyway, let's jump on this beast and hit the road. Oh yeah, that nice BMW rock from left to right. Look at that amazing engine. It's just a phenomenal looking machine. This is the first time I've been on a Boxer BMW engine, so I can't wait. Oh, this little rev, see how much it rocks? That's amazing. I've heard about it, never seen it before. Anyway, let's hit the road, Jack. See you, Tim. Now this video isn't going to be about spec sheets. You can look that up anywhere. In fact, I'll include a link in the description where you can find out all the facts and figures on these bikes, because that's not how I operate. That's not what inspires me to ride motorcycles. What inspires me to ride motorcycles is the feeling that it gives me, the sensations, the comfortability, the fun factor, the cool factor. So that's what I'll be basing my video on. So again, if you're here for facts and figures, guys, look somewhere else. You're not getting them here. There's plenty of information out there on the interweb. Now I spent the next couple of hours just enjoying the bike. It was a magic day on the south coast. I headed through Wollongong, rode right through the Illawarra, decided to head north through all of the coastal villages up to the Bald Hill Lookout. Now the reason why I went here was that this is one of the most common motorcycle destinations for a coffee and a snack on the south coast. And I wanted to judge people's opinion on this particular bike. Now I'm not showing anyone on video in this circumstance, that's not what this is about, but I will say that this is an absolute head turner. A number of people came up to talk to me about the bike, to have a closer look, because they are relatively rare on the roads here in Australia. Anyway, after a quick coffee, I hit the road, and then I'm going to share my opinion about the BMW R18. hours. So been in the saddle for a couple of hours now on this R18, and I want to share with you my experiences and my thoughts. If you can see down there, my knee is less than a 90-degree angle. Although these would be described as mid controls, I would think that it's more in between mid and rear. It's certainly not mid. Now, what that does allow is the fact that it can be really nimble. You're in a body position where you can flick it around really easily. However, this is supposed to be a cruiser, and with the way that the cylinder heads are, you can't stretch your legs out any further forward. And my only concern about this being a cruiser is the fact that you don't have much room to spread out. I'm 5'10", 177 centimetres. I was going to say kilometres. So I'm not tall by any means, and I feel a little cramped. Now, I'm sure that BMW classes this as a cruiser, a retro cruiser. And when it comes to being retro, this is one of the most magnificent looking machines on the road, I believe. The beautiful chrome, the black, the boxer engine, like it's really such a magnificent looking bike. And as you saw in the comparison between the R5 that it was designed after, it's actually very true to the original design of that R5. And magnificent. Now, being a retro cruiser, my next question is, who's the demographic for this bike? Now, I would think that definitely the BMW enthusiast would love it. The boxer engine enthusiast would love it. If you're into retro motorcycles, you love it. It's a magnificent bike. It's powerful, it handles pretty well, and it's just a great machine. If you're in the market for a cruiser, is this the bike for you? Do you know what? This is a circumstance where it would be completely up to the individual. It will cruise. It will sit comfortably at highway speed, and you can bunch down 500, 600, 700 kilometres on this. My only thoughts are the foot positioning and the seat positioning. Other than that, the machine can do it without a doubt. And talking about the engine, 1802cc. This is a monster of an engine on here. As you can see, it's a twin boxer engine, and although on paper it only has, I think it's 91 horsepower, 67 kilowatts, something like that. Again, I'm not a specs person, but there will be details in the description below. This has an enormous amount of torque. Now, I think it was 150 Newton meters of torque. So that means that you can literally accelerate in almost every gear, and you'll pull your arms out of your arm sockets. This is a magnificent accelerating machine. So this is why I'm not really a specs person, because on paper it doesn't look like a very powerful bike at all, but it literally does everything that you'd want it to do for the purpose that it's built for. 6-speed gearbox. Now, the gearing is very long. So first gear is good up to about 50 kilometers an hour. And in fact, if you go to second gear doesn't like traveling slower than about 36 kilometers an hour before it starts to cough and splutter a bit. So it's a very long geared bike. Again, that's good for cruising. When you're commuting through the city in stop-start traffic, it might be a little bit difficult with the long gearing, but still just something you get used to. So the rear wheel is powered by a shaft drive, and on this, again, because it's a replica of the R5, it's an exposed drive shaft. So it's fantastic to be able to watch it spin around and do its thing, but at the same time quite unusual for a modern bike to have an exposed drive shaft. Beautiful chrome pipes stretching all the way back to the fishtail at the back. I'll pop the lean angles up on the screen now. The lean angle isn't great. Again, it is a cruiser, but touching down on roundabouts and high speed corners is quite common on here. Just something you get used to. It's not a bad thing, just something you need to consider when you're thinking about purchasing the R18. All right, let's find somewhere to pull over and do a nice little walk around and have a better look at the bike. Okay, let's do a little walk around of the R18 just so you can get a good overview look from all the different angles. As you can see, the sweeping pipes coming to a fishtail tailpipe at the end. Looks great. The drive shaft, the exposed drive shaft there, you can see it spinning when you're driving. Looks great again. I like drive shaft bikes. Maintenance levels are lower. All of the R18 decals there, looks great. Those cylinder heads look bloody beautiful. The 1802cc engine in there. Little oil cooler hidden down in between the headers there. Even the front of the engine looks magic with that logo sitting there. I don't know if you can see it in that light. Stopping power, twin discs on the front. Magic stopping power. LEDs all round for modern day safety. I love LEDs even on retro bikes. I think that it should be something that more retro bikes should have. As you can see, 26,500 right away for this particular one at the moment. So while it's available, it's a good opportunity for you to get in and have a look. Get back into the bushland here. Have a nice look. Just a magic looking machine. I'm really impressed by it. Riding ability is amazing. It's fast, it's torquey. It's an absolute torque monster actually. Really enjoying that factor. I mean, obviously my style of riding suits torquey bikes very, very well. Just a beautiful bike all round. Really, really having a good time on it. So do I like the BMW R18? Yes, I do. I've had so much fun on this today. It's truly a magnificent machine. If you're looking for a retro cruiser, this should certainly be on your shopping list. Now, it's not the perfect cruiser by any means. The foot pegs don't have any room to adjust. The seat doesn't really have much room to adjust. The cylinder heads are super wide, but if you're looking for something that looks great, performs great, it's fast, it's agile, this is an absolute ripper. In particular, City Coast Motorcycles at the moment has a few of these heavily discounted. This one in particular has a sticker on it for $26,500 right away. That's insane for the R18. So if you're interested, contact City Coast Motorcycles as quickly as possible. There's 3 of them sitting there ready to go right now. Look, I know I've said it before, but this is an amazing modern day interpretation of the BMW R5, which we saw in the previous video. They have one from 1936 in the showroom at the moment from City Coast Motorcycles. When you look at them side by side and you look at them in detail, this is a phenomenal replica, modern day replication of that bike. But you get all of the modern cons as well. You get 3 ride modes: rock, roll, and rain. Now rock is the fun mode, roll is the standard mode, and rain obviously is the safe mode when you're traveling during wet weather. It's got all of the modern technology. Obviously it's got ABS, it's got electronic control stability. It's got everything that you want. Heated grips. We don't need heated grips a lot in here in Sydney, and especially not today. It's been magic, but heated grips for winter, what's not to like, right?